Roman Just Codes. I'm Roman. And in this episode, this is the third episode of the season developing Angular PWAs. I'm going to be continuing on the previous episodes, building up on the previous episodes where I've been building a full end-to-end Angular PWA using Firebase, using Firebase authentication. I'll be implementing Firebase hosting, Firebase Cloud Firestore, real-time databases. I'm gonna adding a bunch of features in it. I'm gonna show you exactly what is it that I'm talking about. For those of you just joining, again, this is my live streaming, live coding after hours season. Where again, this is the third episode where I'll be continuing building up on this application that you're just seeing right now, which is originally a native application built in Flutter for iOS and Android, using one single code base on Dart, and now I'm porting it over to Angular as a PWA to kind of bring it full circle and prove that even applications like this could actually live in that type of ecosystem, or in that type of platform, being like a web application. But having the power and the characteristics of a mobile application, but using web technologies. Hence, the reason why I'm tackling it with PWAs as a PWA. Again, I'll be implementing aspects of the application so that you can just add it to your home screen, add like icons, a splash screen, and whatnot. It will look and feel like a native application, but we will be using web technologies. Again, I mentioned Angular 11. I'll be tapping into a lot of the features that Firebase gives you for bringing like a lot of like cool features. Again, like I mentioned, Firebase authentication, Firebase cloud messaging, like push notifications using Firebase cloud messaging. I'll be hosting it in Firebase hosting. I'll be using some aspects of the real-time, the Cloud Firestore real-time databases, and also I'll be tapping into the Google Cloud using some serverless functions, some Google Cloud functions as well, to actually tap into the existing API that this application feeds from currently. Excuse me. So let's proceed, and then I'll show you exactly where I left it off in the previous episode. So in the previous episode, we were showing the application like this. I can just bring it back to the home, and then you see that I have like a splash screen. I have a tab navigation up here where I can kind of like do some sort of filtering, where I'm gonna be continuing adding all the other pieces. We have like scrolling capabilities on this application right here. I'll be able to then like tap into one of those tiles and then go to the details page. And again, in a nutshell, remember this, for those of you just joining in, this is some sort of a hand curated list of touristic attractions from the Dominican Republic. This application is called Toursy. You can currently download it on the App Store. You can actually go to my portfolio. By the way, again, you can find me here at romanjustcodes.web.app. You can follow me on Twitter at DRCoders. That's the handle. You can again, you see the live coding after hours. You can actually connect via Twitch or YouTube. I'll be live streaming my coding sessions. I have some of the blogs that I write in Medium, and here are the apps, like the apps that I've developed. If you see currently, Toursy is one of those apps, and that is available on iOS and Android. If you look, like the Toursy application, so is already available in the Android store, it's available in iOS as well, so you should be able to download it for free. And of course, for those of you who might be wondering, again, where do I get all this cool swag? Like this sweater, like this t-shirt that I'm wearing. I also have like sweaters and whatnot. So you can go to my online store, shop spreadshirt.com/romanjustcodes, and then you can find a bunch of all these swag that I'm wearing, t-shirts, stickers, and whatnot. So feel free to take a look at my portfolio, my personal page, and then you can find all these things in there. So without derailing too much, again, I was showing you the application that we're building, which is pretty much the same one. It's just that now we're building it as a PWA. I'm also going to be consuming some of the existing API that is feeding that mobile application, which is hosted in Google Cloud as serverless functions. And you will see like I'm pulling all the information in here. Right now, I'm just like hard coding it in the application so that I can bring it to life, like some aspects of it, like in a much speedy manner. Then I'll transition some of those functionalities. But in today's episode, I'll continue creating some of the other pieces of the application, styling a little bit more, adding, for example, I think I could actually bring in some other components that I've created, like the site navigation. I will create like probably the details page, but I still need to kind of like hook it up to the data and all that. But I'll still show you all that information. So here, this is like the mockup that I've created using Adobe XD. And then I'm gonna go back to the application in here. So for those of you who were in the previous episode, you saw that I created like this tab navigation, which represents like these guys right here. And I found out also even a better way to do that. So what we're gonna be doing is making things work, but then at the same time, if we find ways that we can optimize the approach, we can just immediately gravitate to that type of approach, and then just like refactor it if we need to. So if you see right here, this is just a component. Again, this is a regular tab navigation. I created it like using a nav tag, like an ng container. I just looped through a bunch of items, each one having like an icon, a route, and whether they're selected or not. So that's pretty cool. So here, what I do is like the clicking on the anchor tag actually feeds the router link. And clicking on the anchor tag also like does the toggle of the tab item, and then it adds it whether it's like selected or not. But I even found a better way to do so. In Angular.io, you find something called router link active. Router link active actually, it tracks whether the linked route is currently active, and then you can add like CSS to it. So it's pretty easy to implement. All you just have to do is just do like say router link active, and then it will do like you just add like the specific class. So for example, I do this. For example, like maybe what I will have to do is actually bring this anchor tag outside, and then I can implement it that way, because the styling, some of the styling has actually been done at the tab item level. So if I go to the CSS, tab item is the one that has the padding. The anchor tag is the one that does like the some of those things. So I can refactor this, so I can just move it outside. The anchor tag is the outer container as opposed to the tab item. So let me show you how I can do this. So for example, instead of doing this like this div class item, I'll actually move the div inside of the tag, because this is then the one that is going to wrap like all the content. Of course, yeah, I may mess it up, but I promise I'll fix it. The anchor tag, then it will wrap the div. It may even tell you that, oh, it's not like semantically correct to like add a div inside an anchor tag, but you could do so. Maybe you can even get away with it by not creating a div. You could create like a span tag or whatever. But my anchor tag wraps my div. Then instead of having like this click event, the router link will have this, but then I can add in the tag, I can say router link active, and then here is just like a class called selected. Right now, the div tab item, the anchor tag, of course, will have the display flex. Actually, it will have the display flex, cursor pointer, blah blah blah. I can move all of this inside of this. Instead of being the tab item, it's actually the anchor tag. So let's move this in here. It won't be inside the tab item. The tab item will just hold that, but then the tab item is the one that has the image and all that. So, and then selected is just the class that will have the anchor tag. So all of this, I have to move it inside of the anchor tag. I probably may not have a specific direct use for the tab item right now. I'll just keep it like this. Or if I want to be like truly, for example, like this, I do have then the tab item here, which then has the image inside, kind of like this. So now if I save this, let's save it all. And then let's see. Okay, if I see it's still messed up, but anyway, at least you see that the functionality is working. I don't have to rely on the functionality that I had before, which was like an action that just had like a selected class on, like a selected property on each one of these objects. It doesn't need that anymore. I'm just using it using the router link active, which makes it very handy for you to having to avoid like adding additional logic to your code. So this is, you know, this is pretty good. I hadn't used this before. This is pretty cool. Like Angular has that, so you should be able to do it. Now all I have to do is just fix all the other styling here. For example, as far as the anchor tag, how to organize, how to structure this. So for example, the anchor tag is there. Then the div is the one that has the display flex. Now I see that I actually definitely need some of the additional stylings inside of the tab item. So I'll just do display flex, flex direction column. You see, and then I'll have to say is align item center, and then it centers itself vertically. I'll just throw in the justify content center just in case, so it actually vertically centers the object, the content inside. So I just come over here, come to the style, inside of the tab item, I'll add those additional pieces. My images will still be the same. Save, and now you see everything is perfect. There you go, like that. So top rated by region, by activity, map view, and stuff like that. So I can even do, for example, I can handle, let me see what's going on here. Property selected does not exist on type icon. Yeah, of course, because you know that doesn't exist anymore. So I can just get rid of this piece. I don't need that anymore. So I'll save that. Of course, it still says that the map view is the selected, because it is, you see. So now if I remove it from main and I just do this, the default should be, well, like if I do top rated, you see this is the currently selected. So if I remove this, by default, I will go into the main top view, and by default is the currently selected one. So the router link active kind of like takes care of that for me. Later I'll do some additional changes to the routes, so that we can take care of that appropriately. Let me continue working on these tiles right here. Each of these individual tiles will definitely come in handy when I do this. Like I'll change some of the styling. If we go to the design, we have like the content is actually left aligned, and there's like some sort of grading going on in there, right? So let's actually take care of that right now. So inside of I created a special component for that in the previous episode. We created it. You can take a look at that. So in my Toursy tile, I can even come over here and then start making some of those changes. So I will select this. I remember I said that in the Toursy tile, the content was actually justify content flex end. Actually here the line items flex end, so I won't do that. So, or I could just even do flex start just to be explicit and then keep it there. So I can do that. So I do align items flex start. Inside of this guy, then I'll add some specific classes. I didn't do it before, but I will do it now. So I'll do class, Toursy, tile, top label. And then for example, I'll do the bottom label as well. So I'll do like bottom label. If I so inside of my Toursy tile, the top label will probably have like a bolder type of effect, right? So then I can say font weight, and then I can do, for example, like 400. Let's try that. So if I do top label and I save that, actually I should save all because I haven't saved the markup. And then you go. So maybe I can try it here in the styles here. There you go. And then if I try to increase it, 500. Let's try the 600. Sorry. So it looks a little bolder. So let's do that. So I'll do like 600 in there. Should I increase it a little bit, like font size, like 1.25 EM, something like that? If we look at the design, it's probably the same. So I can keep it like that. So I'll just do 600 in here, and now you see that there's like a little bit of boldness going on. Now let's say I want to achieve that gradient piece that I told you about. So this is the piece then that I mentioned that you can actually do it with another container, and then for example, like this is the content right here, right? That will display like that, and then you have like these labels right here. I can call them Toursy tile label. Like both of them will be called like that, and then I'll tell you why I'll do this. And then here I can do like div class Toursy tile gradient. Okay, perfect. So there you go. I don't have any height or anything in there. It's just like an empty container that we will do later. A great resource for you to do like gradient, like if you want to do that, you can try like cssgradient.io. It actually creates the gradients for you, so it's pretty cool. You don't have to be like guessing, like doing any guesswork. So I'll say, for example, here, okay, so I need only 2 colors. I'll do from black to white, and then I'll just have my gradient just going like that. So for example, if I say from white to black, and then the black is just this, then I can just bring like maybe some of that opacity in it. Let's say on the white, if I select this color, then I'll say, okay, this will be fully transparent pretty much. Then this guy, maybe we can bring the opacity a little, something like that, like probably like 50%. And then all you have to do is just say, okay, this is my linear gradient. It will be, you can actually do like, for example, like how you want it to be rotated. So if you do like 0 degrees, it will be like that. That's exactly how I want it. So I want it like going vertical. So, and then after you do that, all you have to do is just copy this code, and then it's done already for you. So let's try this. So if I copy that, move this over, and then I should be able to have that container already in there. So now let's play with this in the code. So if I have the Toursy tile container in there, I'll just mess around with this. I'll say like a height, like 100 pixels, right? Whatever, and then I'll just paste that code in there. And then for example here I do width, a height, and then if I do width 100% or something like that, then you see like some of that gradient going on, right? So that's exactly what I want, but I want it to be like at the bottom. So how do I do that? So what I can do then in this container, I'll do position absolute, right? And then I'll do top 0. I'll do a start with say bottom 0, left 0, right 0, like that. So you see positions itself at the bottom. I still want to apply that like curvy style in there, so I just do border bottom right radius, and then I believe I applied like something like 40 pixels, something like that. There you go. Now you see that being applied. Now the trick is now to move the text above the gradient, because I made it position absolute. I can just grab any Toursy label or Toursy label itself, just the Toursy label, the Toursy tile label, and just say position relative, and then z index 1, just like bring it like above that. And then you see now the gradient places itself behind, the text still remains the same, but I'm applying that you know, that cool styles that like there's a gradient in front of the image, still part of that container, but it doesn't affect like the content in there because it's position absolute. Remember, that was the reason why I made the Toursy tile position relative, so I can add objects absolutely positioned in regards to the parent, which is the tile, so respective to the parent actually. So let's apply the Toursy tile label styles. That's exactly why I did that. So if I come over here, I have the top, so I can do this inside of the Toursy tile label. I will do my gradient, the stuff that I was just doing in the gradient. Like I'll just copy this. For example, I can keep it like at 100. Let's just keep it like that for now. And then Toursy tile gradient, which is that class that I want to do. So I'll do Toursy tile gradient. Perfect. I keep it like that. Yeah, you see it's 40 pixel radius on that. I can even tweak these values. I think it's just like, let's do like 5, like 0.5. The background, you know, it just uses that. So if I save all, think I should be good if I just refresh. Now it will apply to all the other ones where the gradient should be in there. I think it's slightly there, so let's bring it a little higher. Let's do like probably like 8. Let's just play with the values. We just need to make sure perfect. Okay, something like that. You see, now I can read the text from below. It looks very similar to exactly what I had going on in here, like a little bit of a gradient going on. So I like that. I like where we're going with this. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now that, let's say I have this hooked up already, of course I haven't been able to show all the other pieces in there, but at least I wanted to make sure that my tiles were like completely reusable, very self-contained, encapsulated, and with all their styles appropriately. So that I like that. Also, what I wanted to do, we can try, for example, we can try doing the details page. Like maybe from here we can go to a details page. We can try that. Like you click and then we can style like some of the details page. I will leave, for example, like the map for another session in another episode, because that might take a little bit. But I would just devote it for that. But we could do like a bunch of things in one single episode, where I can make a lot more progress in the application. So why don't we try doing like the Toursy details, for example? How would you go about doing that? Again, I'll still just like keep things like hard coded, so we can just at least move faster. Then I'll hook it up to the proper services and whatnot, because at least I wanted to lay down the foundation, the proper foundation for this application, right? So when I click on each one of these items, then they will have like a route that they will go to as well. So remember that I did, for example, like this, like the Toursy tile, the Toursy tile just received the model, the tile model, which is in here in my pages, which is I did the main page, top rated, I did the top rated, and then I kind of hard coded like the array of all the attraction data and whatnot, right? See, like all this information is already embedded, but it doesn't have anything to do with, okay, so now I want to go to like this particular attraction. I'm gonna just grab one of these items and just hard code that. Like I'll click on that, and then I'll always go to the same details page for now, so that I can show you how I can like speed code through styling like that type of page, right? Like something with a header, something with a style, and then like so that it looks pretty much like a detailed page like that, right? So why don't we try this? So I'll grab like this value right here. I believe I do have that. Okay, see, I have a details page, but it doesn't have anything yet. So what we'll do for now, we'll just hard code it in the top rated page. Let's say whenever you click on one of the tiles, for example, like you just click on one tile, we can apply, for example, like a click event, and then this will perform a navigation. So let's say I'll do on tile click, and then this will perform like your navigation to like another page. So I did, the method that I created was on tile click. This is just like void, whatever. And then here, all I'll do is, of course, in order to perform the navigation to the details page, so I have to, in my constructor, import the router service. So I do private router, and then you do the router, and then through the router, you use it to perform a navigation within the application, right? So the way to do it is this .router.navigate, and then the navigate takes an array, with the path that you want to navigate to. In our case, I don't think I have do I have a route for the details page? Let's take a look at that. So if I collapse that, there you go. So we just go details. Eventually this will be like this, like details, and then I will have to provide like some sort of ID, and then like this, like the ID of the particular attraction. For now, I won't do that now. Let's go to the details page so that we can speed code through the styling of this page. I'll just go to the details page straight up. We'll come back and change that. So I go back to the top rated, and then when we click on the tile click, for example, we can just say details. if we just test that right now like this, and then I just save it, and then let's come back over, because again I'm gonna disable this thing again. If you click, then it just takes you to the details page, remember. Okay, perfect. So in the details page, well, I mean, first what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna disable the splash screen for a little bit, so that we can continue, you know, speed coding through this. And then you go, the details page will just show there. In the clipboard, I have this guy right here. So this is my details page component. I'm gonna start coding through this, the details page component. Then it will contain like the image on top, as you can see here. You have like the image. There will be like some sort of information in here, but at least I'm gonna concentrate from this point down, so we can just click like do something real quick in here. I'll have like some sort of like an icon here, like some sort of an icon that can just flip on and on when something is like when I favorite it something. So we can try to do that real quick. So here in my, I'll do like for example, add traction, and then I'll just paste the object that I have. There you go. So it will pretty much still be the same type of object like this that you will receive, whether you do it via a service. And then anyway, you will have just like one single selected object at one single point. So you still want to keep that like this. So I'm not gonna inject anything for now, but at least I have my object, which is the attraction. So we can see selected attraction or current attraction. This is maybe more, because you can only see like one at a time only. So current attraction is just an object that contains all this information. Then I'll consume it in the markup, and then I'll show stuff like this, right? So let's do this. So we can, okay, perfect. So let's just go to the details page, and then just start coding some of this piece right here. So I'll just move this over to the side, and then I'll just be looking at this. So there you go. So in my details page component, I can just do like div, class, and then this is details page. In my details page container, at the top I need like the image, so I'll do like div class details, or in this is a details page, and then we'll say attraction image. Here I'll do I can use it again as the background, so let's keep it like that. So I can do attraction image. This I will do it like as a background image in here, just like I did the other one with the style that background, like the type of input. Below this, then I'll have like another container for the details. So I can do this div class attraction details. And if you see the structure, then it will have like this piece of the header right here, which is like 2 items and then 1 guy here, then the rest of the stuff. So in the details, I'll have like a smaller structure where I do like attraction details top, right? The top then will have 2 pieces. So I'll have the left side, so I'll do attraction details, sorry, top left. Here I'll have to this one will have, let's say, attraction, what did I call it, current attraction. So I'll do current attraction dot, and remember I need the, in this case is the name, and then below the province. So I'll do name, and then I'll just do copy paste on this, and then I'll do province. So you see, now this is the top left. Now the top right will actually have something else in here. So I'll do div class, and then here I'll have the attraction details top right. That's where I'm gonna hold then that other piece where I'll be doing like the the span class. Of course, you remember I'm gonna use the material icons and some sort of like favorite. I think that probably like the heart, something like that. So you see, now this is the top piece, like this piece right here. Perfect. Now I'm gonna worry about like the bottom piece, which is the content, then the video and whatnot. So we can do now, see, that's the attraction details top. Now have a class for the attraction details bottom. Then at the bottom I'll have like div class attraction, let's say I could do info, whatever. Here I'll show some of that content. I don't know whether I'm showing like HTML in there, but in case that happens, if you do this, you if you have like HTML embedded in it, you have to say like inner HTML and then feed the value in there like this, and then that will do like the cleaning of the HTML, like escaping your HTML, and then it will show it appropriately on the page. So this is kind of like if you have tags like HTML tags, it will convert it to like HTML and then just display it in your tag. So just in case, I'm gonna do it, and then I'll just say current attraction dot, and what was the name of the property? Description. So we'll just do, or I think I have full description. The description is like something short, but then I have like the full description. So I'll do full description. So do current attraction dot full description. If you see right there, full description, already did current attraction, perfect. So now if I think the only thing that I need to, of course, add is this thing right here. So in the Toursy tile, remember, we're going to use the same approach for using the background image. So I'll copy this same thing, come back over to the details page, and then in the attraction image, I'll paste this guy, and then now I can just do, and that's a good thing that I just looked at that, because I was forgetting about that attraction data wrapper object that is inside of my detail. So it's current attraction data, so it has to be like that. So I will do here current attraction data blah blah blah, like whatever that is. So I'll copy this, I'll paste it, I'll do here, and here, and then the rest of the stuff I'll continue doing. For example, like this is the bottom information. I have the attraction info in here. I can do like class, you know, like attraction video section, and then under here is where I like the YouTube video and stuff like that, YouTube video and stuff like that. So let's start saving, and let's start looking at what is it that we have right here. So if I save it all, you see I started seeing something. There you go. So perfect, there you go, perfect. Now I have my it says Las Terrenas, Samana, it has the content in there. Now let's start like, you know, adding some of the styling that I wanted to get out of this. So it will look like this. Let's make it look like that. So I have to remember that the image is there. We'll probably have to set like some sort of like minimum height or something like that to the image. So if I go up here, this is the content. Remember, the reason that I made it in this structure is because I'm gonna say display flex, and then I'll do justify content space between, and then that's why Las Terrenas Samana, like the title and the subtitle will go on one side, and then that the heart, like the favorite thing, will be on the other side. So that's exactly why I did it like that. This the top, so if you see right there, then it does that. I'll probably, of course, add more styles to this, and then the bottom, blah blah blah, you know, we'll do that. The attraction details container, I think I'll call it container. I'll do like do I need padding? I don't think I need padding at this point. I'll do the padding in the attraction details piece, not on the page itself and the details page, but in the attraction details. So I could do, for example, here padding, and I'll do like, you know, 24 pixels. Let's start with that. You know, let's not go too crazy. In the details bottom, then I'll do like some sort of separation. I'll do like margin top. Let's do like 20 pixels as well, something like that. That's fine. Let's grab the image that was there. We still have not changed that piece. So if I say, for example, like already, I'll specify like a height or even like a min height, and then I'll do like 200 pixels, so it will be something like that. And then remember, I have to apply the style of background size cover, so it will be like that. Background position center, so it's centered. And then what it does is, like, the background image will according to the, depending on the container, the size of the container, it will just scale appropriately and maintain the same aspect ratio without like performing any cropping or any chopping or any stretching or anything like that you don't want it to happen, right? So let's just do now what other things is that we want to do. We want to do that rounded corner on the left hand side, so that's the bottom border bottom left. So if I do border bottom left radius, and then we still keep like that same 40 pixel. Maybe here I can increase it a little bit. I'll do like a 50, something like that. It's probably more. So even here, just because it's here in the details, it's just like a little bit more. So let's keep it at 60. There you go. So now you have that. You have that the top piece, perfect. And then now, for example, in my title, remember, I still want to keep. I think I'm going to increase both sizes. So here in the top left, I'll say font size, and then I do like 2 EM. That's too big. 1.5 EM. That's perfect. The bottom one, then the top one, then I'll say you know, font. I'll do, for example, like color. And I think I'm using this. It's like a darker color. I think I already have this guy in my color. I'll just add it. I'll probably add it as a separate color. Right now, I'm just gonna continue flying through this. So I'll do the top one will be font weight 600, and then the color will be this guy. Perfect. You see? I think I want to go smaller on the bottom one. So this one then, because I apply the font size and the parent container, this will be relative to that size. So instead, if I do font size 1 EM and I reduce it like 0.8, it will be 0.8 of 1.5 EM, because you know it kind of like keeps that you know, relative inherited font size. So I'm gonna say like color gray here or something like that. I wanted something more subtle than just that. So see, it's coming together, right? So why don't we now transfer some of these styles over so that we can keep you know, moving along. So attraction image, I'll grab some of these styles without saving, of course, otherwise I'll mess my whole thing up. So I'll do, remember that I have to do encapsulation, view encapsulation none. Then here in the CSS, I'll do, what was it? We did attraction image, attraction img. This is it. And remember, when you do like background image like that via code, you have to override these guys. You know, that's kind of like a rule of thumb. The attraction details, we said that we want to do a padding of 24 pixels. So attraction detail, so that would be like the whole bottom container. You see, everything that I did was for a purpose. Like, it had a reason to be. I didn't just make up like, oh, let's just create like some crazy structures and let's just go crazy creating things. But it makes your code like a lot more, it makes your structure like a lot more flexible, and then you can apply all these media queries if you want to, and then they will adjust accordingly and flow more naturally if you know how to structure it from the beginning in the correct way. So let's continue adding some of the remaining styles. So I'll do padding 24 pixels on this. I said that I want the top, the attraction details top inside of the details, so I can do attraction details top. It will be display flags and whatnot. The top left will have a font size of 1.5. So right in here, so I'll do top left. Font size 1.5 EM. I didn't do anything on the, but I did something on the. Let's do like. So now let's say I still want to do top left, but I'll keep those divs as opposed to adding a class. So you can add like your own custom classes to those, but I can just do here, for example, like top left, and then I say, for example, like top left div first child. That would be like, okay, so to the first div apply this thing, right? So instead of me adding a class, I could just leverage some of the, you know, CSS and then do div you know, like last child. You could do this like first child and last child. So for the last child it will do this, for the first child will apply that, and then I don't have to like add a particular class. I'll just say I only have 2 divs in here. For the first child do this, for the last child just do that, and then it will just apply it correctly. What did I do? What else did I do? I think I applied. Okay, perfect. Everything is looking good. So cross our fingers. I'll just do save all. And then if I just bring it over, okay, the only thing is just like we did the details bottom. we just added like a, remember, like a margin top, right? So to this guy, and I think I may want to do to the details bottom. I can probably just decrease the font size and also maybe make it gray, like a little bit more subtle. So I'll do color gray, and then I'll do like margin top 24 pixels, and then I'll do why don't we do this, like why don't we do like some sort of like a divider, so I could do like border top 1 pixel solid, is like a very light gray, something like that. Let's do like CE. Actually, let's go even lighter. So I'll do something like something more subtle, like F1. Then I'll do padding top, same thing, 24 pixels. So that way you have that, you see like that very thin division between the title and the body. I think it gives you like some sort of very clean division between the content and that. So I'll do font size, let's do like 0.9, something like this, is like makes it readable. So let's keep that. So attraction details bottom is just like the whole details bottom, but I unless I want to do it precisely, maybe to the, I want to do that, but the font size, yeah, I'll actually keep it for all of them like that. So I'll do that. So color gray to the attraction details bottom. Attraction details bottom, actually that's the name. Yeah, thank you. So this is the attraction details top, attraction details bottom. You see, like I create the structure accordingly, and I like the way that I'm doing that. So I'll do like here, I'll do I'll call this one like darker label, like that, darker green, sorry. Again, unless I already have it. So let's go to the assets, styles, colors. I have tab selected, but now I'll do darker green, and then I'll use that throughout my application. That way I can reuse this class right here, like this SCSS class. So I'll just import this this guy here. I'll just say import, and then I can go to the assets, styles, colors, and then that's it. I'm already referring to that variable right there, so I'm good to go. So let's just save this guy, save all. Perfect, I like that. Awesome, so there you go. So if I go back out, and then I'm here, and then I can scroll up and down to my, the list. And again, I'm not worrying about like, like a long list, because I don't have that many items. We could, find like better strategies on how to load like long lists and whatnot. I can probably talk about that maybe in other other episodes down the line. But for now, let's keep it like this. Let's keep it simple. I think, there you go. See, like I already did that. So if you click, it just navigates, and then it shows you that. I'll also, down the line, I'll also be talking about a little bit on the transitions between the router navigation. So that's something that we will definitely apply. I kind of don't like the fact that it just goes like that, like clear cut just goes underneath it. I kind of want to apply like roughly the same type of like box shadow that I apply here for this guy under this tab. So it will probably make it look much cooler. So why don't we try this? So in the tab navigation, if I do this, there you go. Now if I do that, see, it's like subtle. Let's bring it a little. Like if I do 5, I'll do 4, and then let's say if I do this, so it gives you like that, like depth up there, like it kind of like goes underneath it. It's not like so clear cut. You can even go crazy and even say, okay, is some other color that I want to do, like something like this, if you want to. And it was still like, wait, not that. Let's say you want to do like something like vibrant like that, right? And then now you do, yeah, I keep just selecting it. That's what I'm doing. And then that's it. For example, something like that, like a green, instead of like, yeah, you know what? I actually kind of like that. I didn't want to do like truly like a green, like a black. I wanted something like more vibrant, but so that it's subtle. So I like this. So I actually even gonna keep this. I'm actually gonna keep this. So in the tab navigation, and I go to tab nav, and then I go to the style where it says tab navigation, I'll bring this guy over. Perfect. If I save, perfect. And now you see that now you can make it so that it goes right underneath it, and there's like that sort of like shadow glow type of deal, and you see it keeps it across. I totally love the way this is coming out. So something like that, you see, perfect. Nice. So what else we got? So you see, we kind of did that. We definitely wanna flip between this like that will probably of course be driven by some sort of property that will keep that. But why don't I remind folks about how to use the like the material icons. Remember, like the material icons is this resource where you use like an icon font provided by Google, completely free, and then you can use this in your application. In the previous episode, I showed how I can use like some of these icons, like the one that I just showed you. I'm gonna look for like the not filled version of this. So you see it's the favorite border. So the favorite border, like that, favorite underscore border. So I could make that like a little component. For now, I'll just keep it simple, and then I'll do like in my details page, for example, like you see the span right here, right? So I'll do like a toggle. So I'll do like click, and then I'll do like toggle favorite, right? And then depending on whether it's selected or not, like I'll just change the value right here. So I'll say if if selected, let's say attraction selected or favorited, if true, right? So then I could do show favorite, else do this. Do favorite border, like that. I think that's what we're calling it. I think that's what it's called, favorite border. Perfect. And then I'll just create like something for now, so that I can even do it in line if I want. Like I can do this, like I'll create like a property called favorite, and then when I click, it's just like flipping it, like doing this. It's just so that you could see, how easy you could do like logic like this. Of course, we'll definitely replace it with the actual logic. So for now, I'll just do favorite, and then I'll make it a Boolean, so that it's just false, favorited. Boolean equals false. Got it. So there you go. So now, and then when I flip between those two values in the, where am I? There you go. Oh no, favorited. Sorry, that's what I wanted to call it. I just favorite, perfect. And then it'll just add a class, one or the other. If favorite, if this is true, show this, else that. So if I save, and then by default, when you click on this guy, you'll have it like that. And when you click it, it should flip it. Let me see, what did I do? So let me do save. Sorry, remember this is a click. Sorry about that. Perfect. And then if you click, you do that. Perfect. Remember, the click event is one of those like outputs, like an emitter, like from Angular. You have to surround it with parentheses so that you can actually get the click event. So that's it. So this is pretty cool. So you see, we got the Las Arenas. I could actually even do like the YouTube video down there for that one. I mean, if you guys want to play with that, I could actually do it right here, like an iframe. I could even add it as an iframe, or like an embedded video, because I already have like the information in here. Like remember I have the YouTube video in here, and then all I have to do is just like embed it, but using like I could probably try like this. Look, let's try this. So whenever you have like a YouTube video like you're sharing, and then you do like for example like YouTube, you do youtube.com, and then if I pass this video ID here, like I should be able to play that guy, right? So if I do this, right? Okay, so is it like what's the syntax? If I do like, oh yeah, watch, oh yeah, there you go, watch, and then watch :v watch : v equals then that ID. If I do this, then it should show that video. Okay, it says it is unavailable. We could probably find another one or something like that. This precisely may not be available. I'll probably have to change that piece. But then if I have another one that is actually available, why don't I try that? So if I go to the top rated page, and one of these guys, I could probably grab the video, and then if I bring it over, let me see, one of these should be available. There you go. So this one like that, and then all I have to do is just add like an iframe, add the YouTube video in there, like, or I could do this like the way that I embed here, like when you do share and you do embed, you grab this iframe. Yeah, like I was saying, like you just grab the iframe and then you replace it by this guy. So I can copy this, right? I'll add it below the details page, and then every time I change it, it will do this. So the video section, of course, I'll do some styling, but then I can bring like this guy over like that. If I do this, for example, like the width and height, I can change that programmatically, or not programmatically. Actually, I'm gonna use the width and the height of the screen and whatnot, and adjust it appropriately for this particular guy. So remember, we're embedding the video, and then I can just come over here and do this and interpolate it and say current attraction data what's the name of the property? The name of the property is called just video. So I can just come over and then do current attraction data video. I will do no border, blah blah blah, autoplay, blah blah blah, all these other stuff, and allow full screen. So if I do this and I save it, you should be able to see like that thing down there. Just do save. And of course, I didn't have the size, so let's just adjust it now. So if I have my iframe, which is down here, there you go. See, that's the iframe. So if the iframe, I say like width 100%, height like 500 pixels, something like that. What am I doing? I did height 500, so let's do like 200. Let's not do width 500. Let's do like a fixed height, like a fixed width for now. And then let's play with this. So 300 pixels, like that. The source, is it? How am I doing the source? I'm adding the source like youtube.com, embed, and then slash the ID. Is that how the other one is? So if I do undo in here, let me see how it was. So there you go. That's it. So if let's just at least see it. There you go. So I'll have to interpolate it better. So let's take a look at that. So if I do this, and you see, all I have to do is just like adjust the width and the height on this. So that's the attraction video. That's the iframe. If the iframe, I say width 100%, see, it covers the whole piece. The attraction video section, for example, I say width 100%, but the height, I said I want like 200 pixels. That way you have this like that. The attraction video section, I'll do like margin top and bottom, so I'll do like 24 top and bottom. That way I can have it like right down there, and then people can just play it right away. I kind of like that. So let me grab that iframe stuff inside of the attraction video section. I'll do the margin. So I'll keep that attraction video section. Is inside of the bottom, right? Inside the bottom, yeah, exactly. So I'll do details bottom, and then also do attraction video section. I'll do this, and then inside, if there's an iframe tag, then I will make sure to do this. So I'll do the width and the height. Perfect. I'll do this. Got it. In my details page, again, I'll probably grab the source and do it like this, as opposed to yeah, because that was kind of weird. So if I do this and then I say paste this, then I'll do embed plus the current attraction, that attraction data, that video. This video, yeah, the video ID. Okay, but this one doesn't work exactly. Like this one is bad, so that's why it doesn't show. If I use then the one that actually worked, which is this guy, and then I paste it, for example, let's say I'm using this guy, now I'll save it all, and there you go. Well, I need to save all, sorry. So it's just because that specific ID like wasn't working. I guess I'll take a look at that, like some of these videos, like or actually even the way that I'm interpolating the frame source, I think is usually because the way that I did the source earlier in the source image, it was like this for some reason. So if I do it like that, see, no, it's not like that. So I can take a look at this later. For now, I'll just like hard code it, and then it will do that. Like I should be able to add like interpolate the ID in there, and then I'll do embed / the ID. You see, like it works right away. I just need to make, I need to debug this further, and then when I click, I should see my video. Perfect. I'll debug it. We'll debug this further together. So we're almost coming to the hour. The only thing that I'm missing here to do is just this, like this whole details page. Without counting the header, the details page, I want the whole thing to scroll. So in the details page, we can do the same treatment that we did before, like overflow. We do overflow y auto, but oh wait, still taking like the whole, again, like the whole page, right? So we want like the header to be separated from this guy. So what we could do is actually do like a separate container, that's kind of like how I like to do it. So the details page, you see, is like straight up in there, like the whole image and all that. So I like to do the details page is the one that actually has the overflow y auto, but then the content inside is the one then that scrolls inside of this guy. So here I'll do usually like a class details page container, and then here is where I then drop all the code inside of that. I'll save it. If we need to like do some minor tweaking, we'll do so. So now here then, let me make sure that I save all. I save this. Okay, perfect. Looks okay. And then if I come over and then I say to my container, you see that's the details page. The details page, then I say overflow y auto. And then this one, the details page, you see the details page container is like inside, right? I still want to keep my thing. So the details page container, I will do, let me see. So the details page is that I can treat like the top part, which is the header, like as a separate thing. So we could do this. I can definitely say position absolute. What's the height on the container? So it's 56 as height. So I'll do top 56 pixels, left 0, right 0, bottom 0. I'm in the details page. There you go. And then the details page, I do overfly auto, and then I can do this. There you go. So now the header sticks, the content just scrolls, and then it just goes like right underneath it. So again, a trick is the details page. You want to like set like some sort of like height like to that, but then the height is actually determined by being absolutely positioned 56 pixels from the top of the page. The rest of the body then will be scrollable, because I'm saying take up all this height without me telling it be this particular height. I kind of like to apply this approach, and then that way, you know, you can make this scrollable underneath the header, and then it doesn't affect it, but your content still scroll. You can even make then only this bottom piece scrollable if you want, but at least for the details page, I'll keep this because I'm still gonna keep like you know, some of those stylings in there. So I'll do the details page in here. There's this Russian image, and then I'll do like details page, where I'll do all of this. Let's take a look. And then now the scrolling happens underneath the header, which is perfect. If I then go back out, you know, this is all still good. Perfect. I select one of these guys, then you see that information. There you go. So I think we're coming to the hour. I've already showed you, again, we've already completed now in this third episode, we've completed like 3 pieces already. So we've completed the splash screen. Let me go to the design again. So we completed the splash screen. We completed the list page right here. I added some more styles to the tab navigation. We completed the details page to a point because I want at least to show you a couple of tricks in there how to do that. We still need to refine and figure out better how to load the video in the iframe. Something really simple, I bet you. And then we did like some sort of like effect to you know, kind of like behavior when you click on that little favorite. Of course, we need to hook it up to a service and update it accordingly, but at least I just wanted to show you a few tips and tricks on how to do that. So in the next episode, we'll probably then dig deeper into, again, those aspects. We can maybe start creating some light services. We can even try attempting the profile page, like at least at a basic way. I want at least to have the pieces in place. Then I'm gonna start hooking up the services to that, and then that way our application will start taking shape. For then add more towards the end, again, complete the map functionality, add some of the aspects of the PWA behavior on this application. For example, being able to load full screen, being able to add an icon, like you can add it to your home screen, you can launch the application from an icon, have of course like a separate splash screen, which is kind of like the loading screen when your PWA pops up, and other functionality that will make your application a lot more unique and make it more robust. So again, I just wanted to thank you everyone, to those of you who have joined. Again, I reiterate, please follow me on Twitter at Dear Coders, where I continuously post about things around Angular, Firebase, you know, cool things that just pop in my head, like cool news that I want to let you guys know about, or even stuff the new videos that I put that I upload to my YouTube channel. So please follow me there. Again, on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Roman Just Codes. Subscribe and like. Please, you know, grab your swag from my personal portfolio and the shop that I have there, romanjustcodes.web.app. Again, also read some of the posts that I have on Medium. And yeah, just keep tuning in to these sessions that I definitely have a lot of fun coding with you guys in front, learn at the same time, you know, and become a little bit more again, more savvy, more mature, and more you know, up to speed on these things the more I do them, and helping you and learning with you at the same time. Again, that brings me a lot of joy, and again, you know, we want to learn together, and we want to build like cool stuff like this application, for instance. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much.